Hello everyone. Now, till now we have done the layer concept. So, how to define a layer and how to build the layer by using the Keras library. Now we are going with the models, meaning that the collection of layers. How to combine the number of layers and make the model, and also how we can perform that by using the available libraries. So this will be the last topic for this unit. Now, model. What is the model? Model means the deep learning model is the graph of layers, meaning that how the layer is created and how the layers are connected, in which shape they have connected. In the previous example, previous session, we have discussed about the sequential model, meaning that one layer will be there, the output of that layer will be given to the input of the next layer, and then to the next layer, and so on, so that it will be the sequential manner. So in the similar way, there may be another other concepts also there, other types of models also there. So in this, the Keras, if you come to the Keras concept, the Keras library is having a module that is called the model class. That model class you can derive a new class from the model class and you can use it, or you can use directly by using the API. So model class, we can use this in the Keras. And apart from this, we have the sequential model, meaning that if you want to create the sequential model only, if you want to use the sequential model only, then you can directly go for the sequential model instead of going for the model. The model can be used for another types of models, meaning that the topology may be different kinds of topologies are available, hierarchical topology, or it may be the recursive topology, or from the back connecting topology. Like this, number of topologies are there. After that, simply we can use the sequential model we have seen in the previous slides. Okay. Now there are some common models also there, that is the two branch networks. There will be the two branches of the networks will be there, they will be connected somewhere, and again they will be performing some operations on them. Or multi-head networks, there will be the number of places it will be started, and after performing some operations again they will be connected and they will generate the new thing. And residual means it will be connected from the top layer to bottom layer. There will be the bypass, there will be the bypass connection available to increase the strength of the input. The number of layers, if you go with the number of layers, the strength of the input may be down because of the gradient descent and other optimization concepts. So that to strengthen that, again we will add the input to this, that is called the residual network, residual connections. So these are the various topologies, number of types of models available. For them we have to use the model. But sequential, if you want to go with the layer by layer, you can go with the sequential only. Now this is the example, one of the example for the multi-head model. That is, here we will start with this is called the transformer architecture. This is generally used for the generative AI. Actually, you did not go through this architecture, but just a model. There are the number of multi-head model. So here there will be the inputs. Here also there will be the inputs. Somewhere they will be connected, and finally we will get the output here. So this is one of the topology. This is given just for example. I am not going to talk about the transformers at this moment. And generally, there are some two ways of building the models here, by using the model class, subclass for the model, meaning that deriving the class from the model, or by using the functional API. Directly you can use the API. And the topology of the model, it defines the hypothesis space, meaning that how it can be defined. A hypothesis space is all the weights will be available in the hypothesis space only. The weights for the first layer, weights for the second layer, weights for the third layer, and how they will be updated, how they are connected, everything will be given by the topology. Now, once if you build the model, by using the model you can define the model. Once if you build the model, then you have to compile it and you have to fit the model for training. Then only it will be useful. So how can we compile? That is, once the model architecture is defined, you have to perform some operations. You have to think about three important points. That is the loss function, optimizer, and metrics. Already I have mentioned that in the previous unit. Actually, there are three levels of architectures we have provided. First, we have the feed forward, and then calculation of the loss function and optimization. So, in the similar way, here is the loss function is the one of the important point. It is the error, meaning that the difference between the original output and the predicted output, that will be calculated by using the loss function. Optimizer, it is the method how to update the weights. It is a method how to update the weights by using the derivation part, and by using some different methods are there, like gradient descent, stochastic gradient descent, and ADAM, that is the momentum based algorithms, RMS prop. All these are the various optimizers available. And the metrics. Don't get confused with the loss function and metrics. The loss function will involve in the optimization, in the optimizer, but the metrics, they will just give you whether it is giving the proper output or not. That's it. Metrics, they will not involve in the optimization. They will just give you the statistics, how it is performed. That's it. You will know, meaning that as a programmer, we will understand how the model is performing. That's it. That's called the metric. But loss function, it will be used for the optimization algorithm. Right? So compilation. How can we compile this? After thinking about them, we can go for the compile and fit methods. Compile means we will compile the model so that it will initialize all the weights and it will generate the complete model, complete architecture for the model, and then make it ready for training. So what it will do? The compile method, it configures the training process with the arguments, optimizer, loss, and metrics. These three have to be given for the compile method. So this is the simple example for that. Here model equal to keras.sequential of, we are giving the keras.layers.dense of 1. With only one unit we are creating with one unit we are creating the layer, with that we are creating the sequential model. Now I want to compile that. Once if you have the model.compile of, we have to mention optimizer. What is the optimizer? What are the list of optimizers that we will see that in the coming slides? RMS prop is one of the optimizer. We can simply give optimizer equal to RMS prop within the quotations, and loss equal to, you can mention some loss function. There are several loss functions available. Already you are aware of them in the machine learning also. Mean squared error, and then mean absolute error, and then cross entropy. All these are the various things that we will discuss later. Okay, metrics also, there are some metrics you can mention. Metrics, generally loss function and metrics we can give that same, but you can give different also. Here I am giving the accuracy. So here these are the three important points to be mentioned while compiling the model. Now if you want to compile, see here we can compile. You can observe that here simply we have given optimizer equal to within quotations the RMS prop. Instead of that, you can give, we can call from the particular library also. See here, optimizer equal to keras.optimizers.rms prop off. This is the method. Okay, and loss equal to keras.losses.mean squared error off. This is also the method calling from the keras.losses module. And metrics equal to, also we can call that from the keras.metrics.submetric binary accuracy. We can call that. Otherwise, we can provide some parameters also for these methods. So this is the example for that. For RMS prop, we are giving the learning rate. Learning rate equal to, we are giving some number. What is this number? You did not think about this. This we are discussing in the third unit. Okay. Now loss equal to, we can give the my custom loss. If you have defined your loss function, you can provide that also. Or metrics you can give your metrics also. That is your wish. Okay, but generally we will use the predefined methods for simplicity. And Keras offers the number of built-in options available. The optimizers, SGD, this is the stochastic gradient descent, and the RMS prop, and then ADAM and ADA grade. These are the various optimizers available. Some of them are the momentum based algorithms. This we will discuss in the third unit as the part of the gradient descent concept. After gradient descent we will discuss about them. Okay, and losses. What are the various losses available? Here categorical cross entropy, sparse categorical cross entropy, binary cross entropy, mean squared error, KL divergence, and cosine similarity, and number of loss functions are available. Categorical cross entropy is for multi-class classification, binary cross entropy is for the binary classification, and for sparse categorical cross entropy is for also multi-class classification. But if your data is, your output is label encoded. If your output is the one hot encoded, then you can directly go for the categorical cross entropy. But if your output is label encoded, then you should go for the sparse categorical cross entropy. That will be easy. And then metrics. There are a number of metrics available: categorical accuracy, sparse categorical accuracy, binary accuracy, AUC, precision, recall, accuracy score, and then error rate. All these are the various metrics we can use. That we will discuss in detail and in the practical way also in the coming sessions. Now, picking up the loss function. What loss function we have to use? We have to choose the right loss function to get the good result. So the common problems such as classification, regression, and sequence prediction, there are several loss functions available. So binary cross entropy and categorical cross entropy, we can go for them for the binary cross entropy and categorical cross entropy. As already I mentioned that sparse categorical cross entropy, this is for the multi-class classification for the label encoded data. And now, once if you compile the model, we have to fit the model. That is training, meaning that updation of the weights. I mentioned you that the weights are updated, the weights are initialized with the random values. Those values will be updated by using the fit method. If you run the fit method, internally one more method is called, and I will explain you what is that method and how it is called, that will be executed. That is the fit method. Model.fit of, you have to provide what is the input, what is the target, and then how many number of times it has to rotate and how many times it has to update the weights that you have to mention. That is number of epochs. That iteration is called the epoch here. And the batch size equal to 128, meaning that up to 128 samples, it will take 128 samples and update the weights. And then again take the next 128 samples, meaning the records, and update the weights. Next again 128 records and update the weights. Like this, it will perform the batch wise, it will perform the operations. This will be also, we will discuss in the as a part of the stochastic gradient descent and gradient descent concept. Batch gradient descent, stochastic gradient descent, and gradient descent concept we will discuss. So these are the various important points that has to be concentrated in this unit. So we are closing the unit 2. But practically we will give you some more videos and some more stuff for the practical. Thank you.